Hey guys, it's C2 Dev Cyber Bomb here. I apologize, I'm definitely behind on making a video. Still having some problems, but we're doing a little bit better, and we were able to do a tournament last weekend. I don't know if you guys were able to catch that, but we got to see some pretty awesome decks. This, however, will not be a guide on one of those decks. This is actually a deck I've been using all last week. I definitely think it's a rank climbing deck. It's super good. I saw people talking about these cards in the Discord. I don't know if this is the exact setup, so I'm not actually sure who to credit if it's exactly someone's deck, but let's get into it immediately. I don't want this to take too long, guys. But so this is going to be a Vikings Druid deck. The main goal of this deck, it's going to be kind of a late game kind of control, I would say, but it's more like a kind of stall overwhelm style deck. I think it's the favorite one I've played in the last several months, definitely since the update. Since City of the Gods, this is my favorite deck by far. So let's look at some of the cards in here. We have early Ice Weavers. This is to get stuff on the board and to get your Frost Blast. This is a guaranteed Frost Blast. It's going to be useful for you because a lot of this is going to be kind of stalling out early. We have the Dwarven Blacksmith. This card is extremely critical for this deck. This allows you to create a copy of another random card. I actually think this card's probably OP. I don't know if I should tell Ventre that, because he'll nerf it. It's OP if you can get your hand to have all really good stuff. So I will tell you this is a very expensive deck, guys. We got Valkyries, we got Yenneroth, we got some other big boy legendary things in here, and some big spells. I say this because this guy scales proportionally to how good your hand is. So if you get a really good hand, and even if you don't, you can kind of hold out and play the less good stuff. You can copy really good things, and I'm going to tell you my favorite to copy is actually FENRIR, but we will get there. Touch of Life, this gives you, stall, healing, and cycling through cards. You're going to need to go through your cards fairly quickly. Your cards will generally be more powerful than your opponents. Wild Strikes, again, stalling, board clear. They're probably going to have way more presence than you early. You don't want to get rushed down, which is a possible thing. Surge of Life. I think Surge of Life is just a super beautiful card. I think it's very highly used. I don't want to say OP again, but it's on the close side of that. Obviously, it summons over time, so it summons a 2, 3, and 4 cost unit over the next turn. So it's not immediate, but once you play it, and if you can hold on to your board and your life, it gives you some kind of catch-up tempo. Yarm Lightning, generally speaking, is used again for stalling and clearing, but I will point out, because you're running Valkyrie, and you're going to resurrect units that are destroyed by spells, you need to try to make the right things destroyed by spells. Meaning, you want a big boy Zeus or a FENRIR again, my favorite. If you can bring FENRIR back a couple times, that is what makes this really cool to me. But any of these kind of bigger things coming back on the board, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's still... Even the Living Vines is excellent to bring back. You will want to kill your stuff, or you will want to make the calculations to, if your thing's going to die anyway to a trade, you want to kill it with spells. Forest Revolt, another stall, kind of just, push your opponent back. I will tell you when I mirror this deck, which I have with a friend I had do it, this deck is super powerful that I had someone who really has barely played the game, and they were able to beat me one of the matches. They were actually able to beat me the first match with this deck, immediately after they'd only played 3 or 4 matches, and that's because I made a mistake. And I Force Revolted because I wanted to clear away big things, right? And they came back because I did that, and they were able to use their Valkyrie to resurrect. They got, I want to say FENRIR and Zeus. So that was terrible for me. So be careful about that when you use Force Revolt. Call for Aid. This lets you fish for your really powerful things early. You probably saw it in my last deck. I think this card's very good, but again, you need to have board presence, and you need to really stall your opponent to make sure you can play this. But once you do, it starts to head your way. Brynjolf, still a great card, always a great card. The charge really makes him great, and then, you know, if people don't line their things up right, I certainly punched out a unit into a castle, I've killed multiple units with him, or I've even punched the castle. You can move the castle with him in a way that, like, prevented guardians from protecting it. So, and he can come back with the resurrection. So, this is a very good card. Frostwhirl, again, kind of a stally, you know, to your opponent's, freezing your opponent's card. Joff is, you'll see this in a lot of decks I use. He's probably, I still think he's probably one of the best and most unique cards in the game. He's super, I don't want to say divisive, but he's like, he's a playmaker's card. And he's probably, definitely one of my favorite things in the whole game, because, you know, it is a big cost and it is a big risk to discard something. You could discard something that, like, makes your game, but to get that treasure ramp is crazy good. So, I mean, I recommend Joff because I've played him in like 5 to 10 other decks, and he slots into a lot of things. Living Vines, don't underestimate Living Vines, especially if you can resurrect it, because it does come back again. Like, it does have a last will to live twice. It's a very powerful force on the board. It will be a key thing in long games that you'll be pressing with. FENRIR is a lot of where I get my really big value, especially if they have units, like, either if they have units in a way that are like staggered or very few to where I can guarantee the Berserk kills and makes him bigger, he kind of can snowball. Also, if they don't have any units, if you say, like, called for aid, or you basically got him some other way, like, he can go right to the castle, and then he's sitting on castle and he's a huge problem. You have to put all your energy towards stopping him, and it can't really be units that don't have big damage because you'll just make him bigger. Nadair, this is something you'll see in my decks. He's just good. He's just good to have. He lets you hang on. He has good healing. He's a big unit, a big dragon with giving you life back, helping your board, helping your castle. Zeus, again, is just good. he's a quintessential card of City of the Gods. You know, he could just destroy a big unit or kind of semi-clear or clear smaller units, and he's a big body on the board. Plus his art is fantastic. Shiva, again, just good and powerful. Something where 2 damage to all enemies, you know, especially with the lower castle health we've had over the last several months. That is good, and it can be resurrected. So this is one you definitely want to, like, it's good for protecting you, it's good for clearing, it's good for actual chip damage, and if you can get it to come back or copy it. Remember, that's always part of this deck, right, is you can copy it. If you can get multiple Shivas, you know, she may not have, like, as impressive sounding of mechanic, but she's just great. Valkyrie, I would say, is like, with Dwarven Blacksmith, I'd say Valkyrie is, like, the key card in how you need to be playing this deck very aggressively. You need to be trying to maximize what is going to be killed with spells to get high value out of your Valkyrie. And that means in some cases you will somewhat have to predict what the opponent might do or have and try not to let it be, you know, you don't want your small things to get crushed too much because then they're in the pool. I'm not the best at this because it's a dangerous game to not play small units. But if you can do it right, and make sure, you know, sometimes you want to trade out your small units into units, that is a better way to play Valkyrie. And then Yenneroth, another just super good. I know there's tons of legendaries in here. I'm sorry, this is an expensive deck. I think this is a ladder climbing beast of a deck. It gives you more frost spells, more stall, another big body to either copy or resurrect. So that is the Valkyrie deck. And, oh yeah, rank reset, guys. So, you know, I'm back. I'm back down in the ranks, and I haven't had time to play. I had gotten somewhere into silver, and it'd only been a few days. But we're back on the reset, so this is your chance to climb. I'm gonna show you what this deck could do. Hopefully, we get you know, a win in the first match, because I'm tired and I don't want to edit the video. So I don't know if you guys know, I do a lot of these videos in 1 or 2 takes max. I'm not someone who has a lot of experience with editing, nor do I at the time. So, believe it or not, a lot of these ones you see are my actual first match. So this is tricky. Like, for Blacksmith, do we want him now? You know, knowing that we'll have Wild Strikes, this is probably worth keeping. And that it's a terrible card to copy. I think we do. Because it'll give us more time to think about, see, like, what else we can. Right now, if we have 2 legendaries, so we have a good chance of getting one of them. So we're going to have like a 50-50 after our next card. It's actually better we don't look at coin. So, yeah, these are all, see, this is what I'm saying. This card's really great. Any of these 3 is great, and this is terrible. So, let's see what we get. I'll take it. That's acceptable. That is very acceptable. Ow. Okay. Do we want to strike yet? I think we want to let him get a little bit more on the board before we strike. So, if he gets this down to 1, hopefully whatever else he does. Yeah, that's probably fine. I think we'll do it. Okay. So we got both of those. We are going to have to, you know, start getting some value on the board here pretty soon. That's fine. Yucky for me. I think that's the play we got right now. Who do we want? Who do we want to be playing soon? I'm kind of. These are all good. All good. I'm kind of into Yenneroth, I think. And that's fine. Now this next turn is tricky because we could. Let me just make something strong. Good Joff here. Yenneroth, he didn't give me a good position for Yenneroth. I don't like it. Now, if I knew I had FENRIR, I'd probably Joff immediately. I'm gonna do it. This is That's okay. That's okay. I don't think he can. Like giving me good bringing off positions. I think we're gonna probably rock this. Let's see. Could living vines now too. No, he's not pressing me. I might living vines still. Yeah. See, that's like so good. Frostwall, not bad, not bad. You can also bring you off too. Kinda into that. It's sort of aggressive. I think I'm gonna do it. There's just like a lot of ways to do this. No, it's not too much wasted. I'm not sure. This is tricky, guys. Like, I can also call for. I mean, I have so many things that work. I don't like that. So we'll have to get him with the wild strikes next turn. Hopefully he doesn't do anything good, or we can use the Yenneroth. Okay. How are you gonna do that? So that is a spell. So that is a good Valkyrie fodder. And do I get to punch the castle? I think I get to punch the castle. Should I punch the castle? I don't want to punch the castle because it's fun. Is it the good thing to do? Man, we have a lot of options. I'm actually struggling with the amount of choices we have. Call for aid. Oh, this is so good. Oh, FENRIR. Oh, FENRIR. Guys, I'm overstimulated, if you can't tell. We're gonna do. Which one should we do? Do that. I really want to punch the castle, guys. it's probably not the right thing to do. Oh, you guys, I can't help it. Don't judge me. It's too fun. It's too fun. I think we're gonna just go all out. I think we're gonna pressure him really hard here. I know he has a lot of fire spells. Thought about that. That is a mistake. Where is my Valkyrie? Oh shit. Ooh, that's so bad. Poor boy. That was so bad. I think we're gonna have to do. We're gonna do. Oh, I can't get in. I think we're gonna FENRIR. Should we FENRIR yet? What do you think he still has? Let's play it safe. Let's play it safe. I want him to use his spells on this stuff. Yeah, run away. Thank God I didn't do that. Fucking disaster. Excuse my language. That would have been a terrible, terrible situation. Tricky. This is a little bit tricky. Well, love that. Don't love it. Don't love it. Might have been a mistake there. I know, but we're putting him above death. I know, okay. Hopefully, by mistake, shows you how powerful the deck still is. I did not bank on getting 3 Sacred Grounds, so that definitely threw me off a lot. But hey, we have more health and more stuff in it right now. Castle Punch was terrible. If you guys didn't figure that out by now, it was so pointless. But on the flip side, we will be FENRIRing. Look at that. Look at that. Come on. No! Well, now you got a problem, buddy. So, I'm not sure how... I know some things were slightly suboptimal, but I'm telling you, this stuff's so powerful it doesn't actually matter. Like, we... Calculation-wise, maybe, but it's actually coming out really well, because he's going to have trouble clearing all of this. So let us get to the FENRIR. The FENRIR is big. He doesn't have end of days. So I'm not quite sure. He's going to have to get really lucky. I think he can get all of this. He's got to get rid of FENRIR. That's got to be scaring him bad. No, that's not gonna do it, buddy. I think you're close. Stop hitting that. Yeah, dude. That's so bad for you. Does that do it? Not quite. Well, hold on. Yeah, it does. So we can do that. That. And we can do that. And guess what? I told you, FENRIR. The best. See how I put the peasant on the wrong side and we trapped it? That's a real deck. That's a real deck, boys. And girls. And everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. This deck is super, super, super good. Oh. And one last thing, I don't think I'm going to put codes in here, but I will do this. Anyone who gives me a DM on Discord, CyberBob, of feedback about the game, not just positive. I don't want positive. I want something they think could be added or something more interesting. Not just like the game is great. Like if it's positive, it's got to be something like really interesting. And I'm not going to just do it. You guys have to actually say something. Or some feedback about what you would like to see. Or other gameplay that you've experienced. If you can message me with something substantial, I can give you 5 pack codes for City of the Gods. Okay, so the first 10 people to do it, I can't do this unlimitedly. I'm getting in trouble for giving this many packs away. I can give you 5 packs if you DM me on Discord with some feedback, with some good feedback, okay? I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thank you.